Hello, everybody from Top Fan Rivalry. It's your boy Bill on a Sunday. That's right. I'm going to talk a little World Series talk with a good friend of mine, Liz, who is going to be going. What's up, Liz?
Hi, my guy. I feel bad that we're like adversaries right now. And I have to be so mean to you tonight.
Are you kidding me? We're not even adversaries.
So mean.
It's
I
for a
hate all your
week.
guys. I hate Mookie. I love Mookie Betts. I love Freddie Freeman. Who doesn't love Freddie Freeman? Let's go.
I know. Isn't it crazy? It
Yeah.
is freaking crazy. Like there are people that are legit. Like I am a legit fan of, and I'm like, I'm a fan of Boba Fett. But when he comes up, I'm like, I hope this guy strikes out, right?
Yeah,
You
I
know?
agree. I will probably get into this in a second, but like at game one, it was like they do the player intros and it was like Shohei Ohtani, boo, Freddie Freeman, yay. And it was like, and I was like, Teoscar Hernandez, yay. Like, whoa.
Oh, dude, it's so weird though. I mean, it's been a while, so I don't know if this is true. I was in high school the last time you guys won the World Series. Do you remember the last time you guys won the World Series?
Well, I was 8, so a little bit.
Okay,
The
so
thing is,
yeah,
like, yeah, and I
so
mean,
a little bit.
we did it twice. That's the thing. It's like when we won the World Series, we did it twice. So it felt like a thing that could happen to you a lot. You're like, yeah, it's happened a bunch. It didn't. We didn't make the playoffs until the playoffs. I mean, we didn't make the postseason into from 1990. We made it in 93, won the World Series. Then we didn't make a postseason again until 2015.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, I know this sounds weird because most people are like, "Oh, the Dodgers make the playoffs every year." No, listen to me. Be like people that are listening are going to watch this on replay. The Dodgers had a terrible '90s. It wasn't until early 2000s when they got Steve Finley and Manny Ramirez that they started doing anything, you guys. So I mean, it's yeah. So, but Liz, before we introduce you, I've got to tell you a funny story to get this thing ready.
Let's go.
So, for last year at spring training, I started calling the Dodgers the 2024 World Series champions, and people were all up in me, and I just started laughing. I thought it was funny. I said, well, whatever. Okay, I don't care, right? This year, I started calling them America's team in spring training, and so people have been busting my chops, and I said, guys, gals, there's one team in America, one team in Canada are playing. So aren't they America's team? Nobody wants to hear it though.
Oh,
Just say.
see, we're allowed to say that about the Jays because the Blue Jays are Canada's team. But the thing is that in hockey, the Toronto Maple Leafs like to call themselves America's team, and we all hate that, and we all want to beat them up for being losers. But I mean,
So when we get a chance, when this season is over and we're back to being friends, we're gonna get you on to talk hockey because we launched hockey and NBA and WNBA this year. So
then I better start watching a lot of hockey real fast.
Listen, you just talk about some of the players, some of the things.
Like it's in the air, like it's everywhere.
Right.
Like it's
You can't anything. Okay. So let me introduce you real quick. So for those of you that are going to watch this, either watching this live right now and or are going to watch some playback, this is Liz. She's absolutely incredible. Not only is she a collector of things, not only do I get a chance to ship her cards every month, which is awesome, which you should have gotten a shipment recently, right? Did you get something?
No, there's a Canada post strike, so I might be a little bit behind.
Okay, cool. All right, so they went out like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks.
Yeah, no. It'll be a while.
Okay, all right, there you go. So you got a little bit of a fun little history. So you want to talk a little bit about your history with the Jays first, and then we can get right into the World Series and what's going on.
Yeah. So I've been a Jays fan since 92, 93, when all of Canada was. In fact, the first words or sentence I supposedly first spoke was "Okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball." That is the legend. The legend of me. My brothers probably had me rallied up, but whatever. And then I go to games. I sit in the wrong seat. I get rocked by a foul ball off Bo Bichette at 110 miles an hour. There she is, boys, that little dent. And then I became a collectible. Topps made me a Topps Now card. I sold maybe 8 of them out of 110 and made $5,000 to donate to Holland Blueview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital for the work they do in concussion care. So then, well, I don't know. I still kept going, and here I am. So, and this is a hat that I was wearing. You can kind of see it's a little bit dented here. Yeah, it's a bit. You can see here. Let's see. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Got the ball right there.
Yeah, the ball right there. I don't advise it. It's right there. It's the ball scuff. The ball that I didn't get to keep because a lady stole it. May the hate in her heart guide her through life. But like, yeah, I don't know. And I just been a Jays fan. And I will say this, like, I'm part of the best part of like that whole thing with the, like, I was in the New York Times, I was in People Magazine. I was too many places. Stay out of the news, guys. But it did connect me with the larger baseball community in a way that has been the most rewarding and meaningful.
Nice. So Audrey says that she likes my goatee. So there's a story about this. I cut myself shaving, and then I had to shave the next day, and I cut myself shaving again. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to grow it out. And then the playoffs started, and the Dodgers started winning. So after we hoist the trophy, I'll shave it. I'm just teasing. But
there you go.
Audrey also says that Austin Matthews is so fine.
I don't think so. I don't think he's a hockey player. He's not. I don't think he's fine. But like, I like that you think that he's fine, and I support you in that. Let's go.
We love you, Audrey. We appreciate you. I don't know what that means, but she has a crush on Tommy Edmonds. Tommy Edmonds every time he comes up.
Yeah, right on. Like, yeah, Austin Matthews is a Toronto Maple Leaf. I think he's our captain or assistant captain. I think he's right now the captain. Anyway, he is from Arizona. That's what I know about him.
There you go. Okay, so Amber asked me a question the other day. Before we get into this, Amber asked me a question the other day. She said, when you see Bo Bichette come up to bat, do you have, like, in your heart, or are you just like, whatever, it happened?
No, you know what's funny is that it's not Bo himself. I don't like being in the lower bowl, even though the nets are higher there and you're safer. I hate the crack of the bat. I get a bit weird. Like last season anyway. I stay up in the fives. It's less. I just want Bo Bichette to hit the balls forward and out of the field. I want him to do well. I want him to perform well. I was more offended that year. He only had 4 home runs at the fact that he almost killed me. That is what I was so offended about. He had a 4 home run year. So not dead, and that's great. And he's playing better, and that's great too. So that's where I'm at with that whole trauma situation.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I'm worried that he only had 4 home runs and he almost killed me. If he would have hit 10 home runs, we would have been fine. But 4 home runs were not like that.
4, like that. Here's the thing. No, like, yeah, he had a bad season. We both had a bad Bo Bichette season, me and Bo Bichette. Yeah, he didn't call me. Whatever. It's fine. Springer would have called me. Anyway.
So, dude, I got so much. So we have a lot of Top Fan Rivalry people that we've interviewed in Houston. A lot, Liz. And I've been getting some crap from them. A lot of people have been nailing me hard. Stop throwing at Springer. And I'm like,
he crowd the plate a lot.
I'm like, Yami didn't throw at Springer. That's not Yami's thing.
He didn't.
I mean, it wasn't.
He didn't.
I finally responded to somebody today on X. I just said, hey, listen, he wasn't trying to throw at him. I hate seeing players get hit, especially in the hand, because you know that can knock him right out, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't love it, but he wasn't throwing him on purpose.
No, he wasn't. And also, like, Springer, I think it's the lead leaguer for catcher interference because he swings, he's so far back. So it could be his positioning in the box. Him getting hit, I don't like that. That shot at his knee sounded bad. It looked bad. It felt bad. My heart hurts. Yeah. Anyway, he's in it though. He's in this.
Yeah. And Liz, you may have heard me say this before, and I'm going to say it again if you haven't heard me say it. Anytime the Dodgers are playing any team, I don't care if it's game 1 of a series. I don't care if it's game 14 of 162. I want to play your best players. I don't want people to be hurt. I want to beat your best team or lose to your best team, right?
Agreed. Okay, Audrey's got a comment here about Springer being a cheater. That's why I want him to win a ring with us. A clean ring.
Yeah, I
But like
couldn't
every
even-
time he gets booed, I'm like, yeah, man, like you get that, you deserve that in opposing stadiums. Like I feel that. I remember booing. I booed A-Rod. We've all booed, people who've been cheating or caught cheating or whatever. Anyway, he was cheating, so should not have been.
That's true. It's true. And there was a meme going around here in LA because you remember the whole story about Shohei was on a plane to Toronto.
I took the day off work, man.
Yeah.
I was looking at the sky. I had to whole work the weekend because that whole rumor killed my thing. Here's the thing. It's not a meme to Toronto. It's a hurting sore spot.
Yeah, no, dude. There was a meme going around LA that was like,
Yeah.
Well, at least Shohei's finally going to Toronto.
Oh no. We were like, we get it. We get it. It's like, ugh. I mean, that's why. I mean, game one, I was in the stand screaming, "We don't need you."
I was just going to ask you, what was the vibe like and the screaming, "We don't need you"? Talk to me about all of this.
Okay, let's talk about first. I'm going to take us back. Is it impossible for you guys to get World Series tickets? Because 11 of my friends tried and 11 of them failed. I didn't know anybody who had tickets. Like you can't get them.
So last night I was hanging out watching the game with some friends. So we did a TFR softball game yesterday, and it was amazing. One of these times we gotta get you out here, and we gotta do a softball. It is so much fun. So, anyways, we were hanging out, and one guy literally went on the game timeout because that's the cheapest place in the U.S. to get the tickets. Went on the game timeout. The nosebleeds up where you could say your prayers and be heard because you were close enough. Okay, these nosebleeds. $854.
Yeah, so we're like it's actually worse here because it's the GAs where you don't even have a seat are going for 11. I watched it. I was like, okay, for game 2, let's see if the tickets go down. They didn't. They stayed. So, here's the thing. One of my buddies scored a ticket for me, and I was like, cool, I got a ticket. But I was sad that I was alone. I wasn't with my baseball homies, so I entered a contest that I was like, it was like post like it's like Rogers, the biggest evil communications conglomerate, owns our team, and so it was like post a picture of you, and I was like, I'm gonna win this. So I posted a picture of me and like the mascot like snuggling, and I won tickets, and I gave them to my brother and his and my sister-in-law, who are my baseball buddies, so at least they could be in the same building as I was. But it was hard. I mean, it was hard to get tickets.
It's awesome. Yeah, no, it's really hard. So you can get them through resellers like Game Day and other places like that, but people jack them up.
Yeah,
like
that's
crazy.
it. That's us as well. But the problem is we're Canada's team, so it's a problem. Being Canada's team is a problem when you're trying to compete with an entire nation, which maybe it's like the same population as California. I don't know, but you guys have like multiple teams. So, but it is quite hard. But it's like, but no, it's the bots got them. The resellers got them. Ticketmaster hates us all. That is true. But yeah, so I will go into my game 1 vibes. Here's the thing. I don't know what it's like to be in a stadium where people are dull and sleepy and the fans don't show up. I've never been in that. Like I see it on TV. If I'm like, oh, remember Tampa? No one's there, whatever. So everybody's always like, oh, the Rogers Center electric. And I'm like, this is just the vibe of which I am used to. Like, So, but in game 1, I got scared a little bit because the sound was so loud. I kept hearing this like weird, we were all screaming, let's go Bo. And I kept hearing this weird sound. And I realized it was a delayed echo of the crowd bouncing back. Like, wow. It was insane. So like, it was absolutely electric. And like, I was more nervous during the Yankees, the ALDS actually. And then the ALCS than I am now in the World Series. Because I mean, at least we know we made it to the kind of end, and I can focus on a game by game rather than what's going to happen, the next series, who's winning. But the crowd was so electric. The place was packed. And it's weird. I will also say I'm going to give a Canadian perspective on this. I'm not used to this American pomp and circumstance. Like, it was weird. It was like Pharrell's on the field with his choir, and we're all just like, what is this? And then like the American flag was made out of like a choir of humans, and it was just like, what is this? And then there's like all this bunting everywhere, which is very not Canadian. Anyway, so that was an experience, and like all of the American media has descended upon our city, and they're like, oh my God, the CN Tower is the best. Or somebody was like, they were like, wow, did you know there's a hotel in the stadium? And it's been really fun. So part of game 1 has been really fun seeing all the American media descend upon Toronto, which I think many of them would say in the past was in a baseball city and did a tremendous amount of, I don't know, poo-pooing my little city here. And so it's been really fun because like you see like Ben Verlander being like, I went out to CN Tower. And you're like, you get it, man. You get it. So game one was raucous. In conclusion.
So first of all, that is the thing. We make everything a pomp and circumstance when it comes to the World Series here in America. Now you've experienced it. Like it is crazy, Liz. It is crazy.
I've also seen your college football culture. Like you guys go hard for like sports things, which I thought I knew because of Super Bowl, but I've never been in it. And it felt like, you know, when you go to like, I don't know, you know, when you go to prom at your gymnasium, but it's all dressed up. It felt very much like that. It's like, it's our gymnasium, but it's all dressed up. It's a little more fancy. And you feel that kind of nervous energy, as well as everybody got, and you're going to get some as well, these lovely World Series scarves, but that mostly feature Capital One. I would say it's more of a Capital One scarf that features subtly a mention of the World Series. Because we're ready, Bill. Ready? Where goes Capital One again? Capital One, Capital One, Capital One, and a Capital One. So, yeah.
Forget about what's in your wallet. It's like what's around your neck.
What's around your neck? It's this weird Capital One scarf. I don't know. That's I mean, I don't know, but it was fun. Like this is the thing. We really beat your team profoundly, and now this is the thing. It's the Dodgers, and like we lost the following game, which it's a game by game series for me. But it was like I cried after Barger got that grand slam. I bawled tears into my beer, and because it felt like a celebration of waiting, of being written off for me, of like the media, like all the media was like, Yankees are going to take it. Yankees going to sweep. Mariners going to take it. Mariners going to sweep. And then it was Dodgers are going to sweep. And I was like, well, they swept the Brewers, man. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And the Brewers scored 4 runs against you guys. And we did better than that in game one. But it felt like now we could party. It felt like we're like, let's party. It was like, you know, we're up. For this brief moment, this baseball gods are shining on us. And it was just a really, for the whole country. So I was in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories like last week for the ALCS. So I missed game 7 because I was in Yellowknife for work. And that's like north. That's like dog sled north. And so I was in Northwest Territories and I was in a hotel watching game 7. And when Springer got that home run, that dinger, everybody just started shaking. The whole hotel. I heard sure people in the rooms jumping and screaming. Now, I don't know if you could say that, you know, for other parts of America, right? You know, if you're in the Yukon and say the Detroit Tigers are winning, nobody's caring, right? But for the Jays, all of Canada is like, this is the best. So it felt like a national sigh of relief that at least we could have something, you know. We haven't made the World Series since '93. We've had some weird. We didn't win a game in the postseason from 2016 to this year, and it felt. It was loud. It was beautiful. I cried. It was a magical moment of the whole game.
Yeah, it was funny when Springer hit that home run in the ALCS. That was one of those moments that you absorb, right? Because pretty much the Mariners had been beating you the whole game.
We were sleeping. I thought like we're
oh my gosh,
lagging.
This could happen.
This could happen. So I was like, we're lagging. Nothing's happening. Nothing until something did. And that's my thing about baseball. It's nothing until it's something. And like it was even in the last. I was mostly staring at a wall and sweating. I had the sound off. I watched a bit of a nature documentary in between innings, like calm down. I also this is the worst part. So for the ALCS, I was in Northwest Territories, which is Western. It's well west. So I had the Fox broadcast and Seattle broadcasts. And so we had just gotten beaten the game before, like from weird managing decisions. It was like 6-1 or something. And we were in a deficit again. And I was watching every news station showed Seattle winning. It was like a joke show where I clicked the station and every single one would be them dinging a home run off us in some ostentatious way. And I was so sore. I had like turned off the TV. Anyway, so that game, I was watching the Seattle broadcast and I was sad how sad they were. I was sad. I like Seattle. I don't hate the fans. I like Julio Rodriguez has the most gorgeous eyes anyone has ever seen, ever. Like jewels, rare jewels, and I like their outfits. So that was the ride there. But I think it's special, and I really want to win this, and I think we can. And I think a lot of the media kind of wrote us off that we were not to. For some reason, I feel like that nobody paid attention to us. It feels like even though we had the comeback wins, we had a great on-base percentage, we don't strike out a lot. Even against the Yankees, they were like, "Well, look at our guy. Look at this big pitcher coming in. He's a young guy." And then I saw somebody tweet when we won, and they said it never occurred to me that they could be good. And somebody was like, and so I just I don't know. It was just like thing where it's like I feel like the Jays especially get overlooked even when we're crushing. I don't know why. I don't know why.
So here's the funny thing, and this is my bad too. When I looked at the playoffs in the American League, okay, and I watch a lot of baseball. I talk a lot of baseball, right? I'm looking at it, and I looked at the way that you guys were built as far as like who you'd have to play and where you'd be at. I wasn't positive that you would get past Seattle, but I
wasn't either.
Before it started,
but
I looked at it and I said, no, I looked at it and thought, okay, well, wait a second. You guys could hit. And I've told this to people. I said, if I was looking at the better pitching staff, I would have chosen Seattle. Yeah. If I'm looking at the better hitters, I'm going to choose Toronto. So this is going to be a great series. And it went 7, and it was a great series. It was like nail biter the whole time.
Almost died. Almost killed me. And the thing is, I'm not paying attention to stats where it's like, if you lose the first 2, you're gonna, it's 40% chance. And like, doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. And that's even like with the World Series right now, it's game by game, man. Like that's it. And I will say that like, I'm sure I'm on record everywhere saying at the start of the year, they're a little bit above 500 team. I just want them to be better than last year. We were last in the division. And anybody who says that they thought they'd make the World Series, like actually, we're lying. We're lying. And then, you saw all these reports that the Jays are cheating. And I'm just like, again, have you not been here the entire year and watching us come from behind? Because finally, we had this thing, I called it the curse, where we could put together a great team on paper, but they would never work out together. It's like when you put them together, they became weak. It was like a terrible Voltron, where what if all the little, dinosaur critters in the robot made each other worse? Terrible Voltron. Yeah.
So I know that feeling. The Lakers tried that one year with Malone and Stockton, or with Malone and Steve Nash and Kobe and Shaq and all these people. Yeah. Right. And on paper, they should have been like lights out, but they weren't. And so I get it. Okay, so you're here. You've hired the cardiologist. You're pacing through the house every day. Okay. Now you're going into Hollywood. Now you're going into the Dodgers home field advantage.
Oh, yeah.
If you thought the pomp and circumstance was bad in Toronto, you haven't seen anything yet until you get to Hollywood.
We had the Jonas Brothers. We had the Jonas Brothers, and everyone was like, what was that? It was like Stand Up to Cancer. And like, every time they pull this like stuff, I say to her, like it's like the melodramatic. I thought it was recorded before the game. I was like, this can't be middle of the game. It was. I don't like all of this melodramatic stuff. We don't do that. Like we don't do that. Like
no. Yeah,
like
but American, for some reason, we love it. I don't know why.
It's your culture. We're participating in it. Let's go.
Okay, so now you got game 3. I can't remember. I haven't looked it up, but who pitches tomorrow for you guys?
I can't remember either. I'm not
gonna
there
have to look
yet.
it up.
So I have not used. Here's the thing, Bill. I'm not used to this amount of stress so much. I was like texting John, and I was like, "How do you handle this, man?" Like, he's like, or I was messaging a while ago, and I was like, "How?" Like, I'm not used to being this stressed out all the time. Yesterday, I had to force myself to eat so I wouldn't get too drunk. But I'm not. You know what? I'm actively not paying attention to the pitching matchups. I cannot stress you how much I'm terrible at I think it's either Bieber or is that
It's
maybe?
Mad Max versus Tyler Glasnow.
I don't know, man. That's a wild matchup. That's great. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm scared.
So you remind me of me in 17. When the Dodgers lost in 17, after they lost it, I was super, super, super stress level, like all day long. Oh crap, it like the days that were off. I enjoyed the days that were off because I wasn't used to that kind of stress level.
Yeah.
Right? I like you're enjoying today because you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no, I had a great day. I slept in. I went and I bought some way overpriced. I didn't buy the World Series merch because I don't think we should be buying merch for a party that we're at. Because if I lose, then I'm not going to wear that $100 hoodie. But I bought some AL champion merch, which looks exactly like your NL champion merch, but with a bird on it. And yeah, the thing is, like, coming into game three, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm going to go to the watch party at the Sky Dome, or the Rogers Center, as it now is called, and I'm going to eat popcorn, and stress, and shout at the
TV. You're awesome.
I just like this thing. It's like all of these things in speculation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter until baseball is so scrambly and so random. You never know what will happen. So I like baseball because it forces me to be present in the time.
Well, so it's like I tell her. So when we played softball the other day, I was getting a lot of heat because it was with a lot of Angel fans, and I said, "You guys can't talk to me about October baseball."
Oh no, but they can talk to you about heat, given how they won't repair the air conditioning in the weight room.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm getting some heat from these guys, a little bit of them, and I said, "Guys," and it was before the game. "Oh, are you nervous?" I said, "No, it's game 2 of 7. We had one really bad inning, and that was it. I mean, toe to toe, we've gone toe to toe with you guys. It was one bad inning. That was it. That was it.
I mean, that's the thing. Here's the thing. It seems like the vibe is there's always one inning for either team. Like I remember watching the Mariners be like, it's going to be one bad inning where things are going to get wild, and then it didn't hit so hard. But that's it. I mean, I looked at the last 3 years of or maybe 2 years of Dodgers Jays games, and you're beating us by one game in the overall regular season. It's like they can go either way.
So the thing that you guys have to pay attention to as a fan in Toronto, right? Now you're coming to Hollywood, okay? A lot of these guys that are going to play tomorrow and are going to play Tuesday and Wednesday, they're going to get out on deck. They're going to look over into the dugout suites, and they're going to see people that they idolized growing up. They're going to see celebrities. They're going to see all kinds of stuff, and they're going to be cheering your demise type thing, right? And it's kind of a mental thing. It's kind of like going into the Bronx.
That's why you got Rob Lowe. He's just like, I will shock you with my beauty, and then I will cheer against you.
Rob Lowe. You got Kim Kardashian, which, by the way, we'll be happy to ship Kim Kardashian to you if you want.
Although actually, I've seen every episode of the Kardashians, so I will take all of them because I find it's fun when you get to punch upwards and laugh. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's fun.
That's very true.
Look at these rich weirdos.
That's very true. It's home field advantage is a thing. I mean, you guys were loud, but Liz, tell me, and I've been to a World Series game. I was at one in 2017. There is a stadium like that. World Series atmosphere, World Series vibes. It's a whole different level, right? Whole different level.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it is a whole different level. All of it. I don't know, man. I hope they don't get spooked. That's like I'm such a bad. I hope they don't get spooked. They might. Hope they don't. Hope they play and hit the ball and catch the ball. But I don't know. With this team, like they seem this is the thing. There's some depth in this team, right? Our bottom of the order will do things. Our top of the order will do things. You know, there's no one kind of dull spot in the order. You know, we're usually good at getting it going. So, and we're having these big postseason stars, which is kind of cool to see because you didn't know what you were working with this team. Like, who was Vladdy Guerrero Jr.? Also, Audrey, he's my favorite player on the roster right now because he's fun. Our main guy is the funnest guy, which is really awesome. But and so we're seeing George have these big moments. We're seeing Vladdy being really good at postseason baseball. So that's been a delight to see, and I want to see how that translates into the World Series kind of stage.
Yeah, and the announcers, I can't remember if it was game 1 or game 2. I think it was yesterday's game. The announcers were talking about the excitement of you guys getting Vlad and not paying Shohei. Like what?
No, I mean, I don't think it wasn't. It's not. Here's the thing. It's like we're excited we got Vlad, and we're sore about the Shohei thing. We're sore about how that went down. We feel used in that whole thing. I don't think he was ever coming here. I think it was just a bargaining thing, as well as he left the stadium wearing all of our gear. You know? And so I think it's not about everybody wants Shohei. I want Shohei. We all want Shohei. He looks like a Hollywood dream. He looks like he's a dreamboat, and he's good at all the baseballs. So it's not that we're saying it's Vlad versus. I think we're just sore about how the Shohei thing went down. I think we were used as pawns to get his bargaining up for the Dodgers.
Okay.
And in terms of like Vlad, I think that was its own thing. I see that as its own separate thing. We had grown the star. Could we keep him? Were we all in? Was the management all in on our homegrown players? You know, and so it turns out they were. And that when the day that Vlad signed his extension, which was like after opening day quite a bit, I bought a game used signed Vladdy bat because I was like, I'm getting myself a treat. And I got it for cheap from a guy who thought he was going to go to the Mets. So he sold it to me for like $2,000. We're still, and it's as a fan base, it's fun to be sore about something. I mean,
yeah,
it's fun.
Trust me, we got plenty to be sore about here in LA.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if you could, if you could take one person outside of Shohei, I'm going to give you a couple of names. If you could take one of these players and insert them into your lineup, who would it be? Okay. If you could take Kiki Hernandez, and by the way, October Kiki is pretty good.
Man, I saw him eat that popsicle. I know what that's about.
Yeah. You could take Kiki, you could take Tommy Edman, or you could take Mookie Betts. Who are you taking?
Mookie Betts. I'm taking Mookie Betts. That was my answer before I even said. I'm taking Mookie Betts. Mookie's age, but like we forget how good he is. And I like him. I like Mookie Betts. I think he's a really I don't know. I picked Mookie just because also on the 92 team, there was a player called Mookie Wilson, and I had a kitten named Mookie when I was a kid. So I've always loved Mookie Betts. He's a fun guy. He seems like a really nice guy. He's good at all of the things. He's got all of the hardware, and everyone forgets how good he is because he's on that team. But I take Mookie just because my own.
Yeah. So where's your what was your theories? What was your initial thought about playing the Dodgers?
I wanted the Dodgers because we would have the weekend series, the home field advantage on the weekend. So that was pretty much it. I'm like, because then I could go I don't even party that hard, but I was like, that's fun. I'll go to the bar. I can, some people come from out of town. So that was it. It was about timing for me because then I knew we had home field advantage. I didn't really care. I thought the Dodgers are the Dodgers, they're going to crush, but the Brewers went on a hot streak, but you guys really stopped those Brewers, really stopped them. But no, literally it came down to, I was like, I don't know if you've seen that meme of Charlie Day from Always Sunny and his board of murder board, but it was all this, that was me in playoff scenarios. I was literally, I could tell you whatever on any given day, and I'm terrible at math, but I had really good in the fall. So yeah, I wanted the weekend series and I wanted the home field advantage because weekend baseball is fun. And like that game on Friday night,
Yeah,
awesome. If that was on a Wednesday, less awesome.
Yeah, no, it hilarious. So for everybody that doesn't know this, so Liz, you got to follow her on X. I love what she does on X. And you had me literally, I think I was, can't remember if it was a water or if it was a soda I was drinking. I literally kind of shot it out when I was going through X and I saw you guys, and you guys were like pregame. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. You're like, nothing better than having some beers
Beers in the
hanging
park.
out
And
with
like
friends.
the best thing is like I was like in the middle of a work day and I was like, fuck it. Sorry, bad language,
You're
but I bounced. And the thing about this is in Toronto, it's illegal to drink in park. You're allowed to drink in parks. In some parks, it's like you're allowed to drink beers in them. And so I just felt like it's World Series Day, man. It's about your like, and everybody's had a hard time getting tickets, but that's not what it should be about. It should be about hanging out. I'm treating it like Christmas. It should be like spending time with your family, drinking beers in the park. Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I like, you know, this time is weird because it doesn't arrive until it's here, right? It's like it's so because like you guys had some time to prep. We didn't really have that much time to prep, and it's our first time here in recent history. So I'm treating before I did a lot of staring at the wall and stressing and staring at my feet during games and praying. But now I'm just like, I'm taking this in slowly. I'm enjoying the experience. I'm trying to eat every day. And, you know, I like, I was so insane for the ALDS. I didn't cut my fingernails. Like, if I cut my fingernails, they might lose. So I just didn't. I like lost my brain gently. Or like, if like yesterday, like it's like yesterday I wore the wrong hat. So I had to run home and grab the right hat. So anyway, I've turned into a total weirdo. But Alex,
well, you have it. You've turned into a baseball fan.
I like
Baseball is
that.
about being superstitious. You're not turning into a weirdo, but it's trust me, I know these feelings. In 17, we hadn't been there since 88.
Yeah. Yeah.
We hadn't been there since 88 when we got there in 2017. I took days off. I told people to go pound sand.
Yeah. So
I was managing a group of individuals and I gave them my schedule. I'm like, this is the time that the Dodgers play. 2 hours beforehand, I'm out.
Yeah,
like I got to mentally prep for this.
And like the weird thing is that people text me like, "Oh, are you going to the game?" Whatever, and I'm like, I've actually claimed my space. I won't text them during the game. If I haven't seen you all year in 2 years, and you're trying to like text me during baseball now, this is not the time for that. This is my time. This is our time. And I think that like, you know, and you see, and I am inclusive of the bandwagon because baseball is beautiful, but like, if we haven't gone to a game together in 3 years, I'm not going to your watch party. I'm sorry. I have, you know what I mean? Like, I have people like that I've cried with at the ballpark for years.
Wait a second. So you're telling me if I went to Toronto and I threw a watch party because I haven't had a game, I haven't been to a game with you in 3 years?
No. Or talked about baseball. Like if you're not a baseball fan, no. This is not about gatekeeping Jay stuff. If you have not spoken the word baseball in 3 years, I'm not going to your watch party. Like I'm sorry. I love you guys, like whoever, but like I need like I've had baseball fans sweating it out and crying at the stadium with me for years.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean? And so this isn't a casual thing for me. This is a very, very serious thing. And I had plans just to go to a charity show last night. And I was like, I can't go. And they're like, well, did you get tickets? And I was like, no. They're like, well, what does it matter? I was like,
no. It's not what is it? No. Everything stops for those 3 hours.
It's like this is a collective experience. I want to do and I want to make it special. And I don't want to watch it on the app. You know, like I'm absolutely not. So, yeah, I do like the togetherness of the city, but I also just like having my crew get through this with me.
Yeah. So if it makes you feel any better, Liz, you're not weird. It makes you feel any better. This is true. Friday was game 1. So Friday, Audrey says she loves you.
Thanks, Audrey.
Audrey, I'll get you on. You and I and Liz will get on.
And the Dodgers. It's true. The main guy in the Dodgers is everybody. Yeah. It's the main guy there.
Yes.
Like what a nice group of boys. Who's the main guy? Nice group of boys.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Right. All those boys.
So on Friday, we have a friend of ours who's from Toronto. well, just outside of Toronto, right? And she lives out here. She's got dual citizenship. She went home for Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Canadian Thanksgiving, and then was out for a week for work. And then she finally came home, and she texted Amber and I and said, "Hey, do you want to watch the game together?" And I said, "Sure. We're going to go to this pizza place. Let's do it." And she goes, "Oh, well, I'm running a little bit late from home. I was wondering if we could just hang out at my place." And I'm like, I told Amber, I said, first pitch is at 5:08. I'll be someplace.
Yeah.
Second thing is if we're kicking it at her house, she's got to be okay with me pacing. She's got to be okay with me yelling. She's got to be like, if she gets bored and says, "Hey, like after that inning where you guys scored all the runs, hey, let's go get some ice cream or something."
No, there's no talking. It's no talking. It's like, well, you can talk about what's on the screen about baseball, but it's not a time to talk about other things off the screen. And that's my whole thing. That's my whole thing. It's like during the regular season, I'll take anybody to a game, any game. Like I'll take you. We can go together. But this time here, and I will find, and there's a lot of hockey fans in Canada, the country in which I live. And that they're like, if you're down in the first inning, they're like, "Oh, game's over," and it's like, "Nah, no, like no, get out of here." So, it's a culture. It's a slower burn culture than hockey. It's a weird game when you can score 4 points at once. And I kind of take my zen of mind and peace of mind very seriously at postseason time, especially now World Series time.
Yeah. I keep referencing 17 because that's kind of where you guys were at with, being back in it. Yeah. And so I'm pacing in front of the TV in game 1 and Amber's asking me questions. And I'm just like, yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
At a commercial break, I turned to her and realized, because she knew I wasn't listening, she asked me if she could go spend $40,000 on a credit card because she knew I wasn't
she got you, bro. She got you. Yeah.
And I turned around and I'm like, wait. At a commercial, I'm like, wait, what did you say? And then I told her this, and this is where I might have sucked as a husband. Yeah. But I told her this. I said, listen, you can walk in front of this TV with what you came in this world with, and I'm going to ask you to move.
I'm asking you to move. This is the thing. It's like a spiritual church thing. It's like you got to go.
After the game, but I'm asking you to move. That's number 1. Number 2, and you need to understand. And then she says, well, do you love me or the Dodgers more? And as a very good husband, I'm like, well, I've known the Dodgers longer. Like I started trying to justify. I was like, you don't understand. Don't mess with me in the World Series, and we're good.
We're good. Yeah.
For 3 hours, leave me alone. Yeah. After that, after we're good.
Yeah. It's good. I will acknowledge your hotness and nudity, but I think that I don't know, man. I just like I'm such a pleasure. I'm not used to also having baseball this late. I literally bought a hoodie because I was like, I'm freezing right now. I need something to wear. But I'm just so happy to be here. And I know that's like the non-competitive thing to say, but nope. It's cool. It's a cool feeling. And it's also a cool feeling for people to pay attention to us. No one pays attention to us. So like now I'm looking at like all the baseball news and there's only 2 teams and we're one of them. And like the media is saying names like Addison Barger or David Schneider and like Ernie Clements. Nobody says their names really. And so it was weird. Like it's weird that they have the city pay attention, the country pay attention, and the American news media pay attention.
Yes, exactly. It's a weird thing, isn't it? It feels great because guess what? Next season in March, when the season starts, you guys are the AL defending champions and possibly the World Series defending champions. But either way, you came out of the AL regardless.
Yeah, when we won the AL East, I lost my brain. Okay, so I bought my brother's over out of town. I bought him a shirt and I bought him the AL East champion shirt because when looking back, even in the 90s, I have all this World Series gear. My favorite stuff is the in-between stuff, before we did it. Because let's not forget about the journey in which we had and how we had to beat the Yankees we had to win the last 4 games and the team was in a lull and we did it. And that's the thing with this team. They just sort of can do things like how we had to win those last 2 games against the Mariners and they did it. Maybe it's 2 or 3, but they did it. And so, yeah, get the AL East is a hard slog, man. And the AL, man, we're the AL champs and I want to be the World Series champs. That is the goal, but I don't want to throw out the win, like what we've done so far. I'm stoked about there's such big achievements. Yeah, so I'm pumped.
Well, one of the things too, regardless if you win the World Series or not, regardless, and I'm not, please don't think that I'm looking past you guys. You guys are a fantastic team.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, regardless, we
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
you have to. It gets both ways. I don't know what will happen.
Yeah, and so we don't know what's going to happen. If you win, regardless if you win the World Series or not, it's going to be a lot easier for you to recruit people.
That's
now
the
in the
thing.
off-season.
Nobody wanted to come here. We've had a problem with free agents. You don't want to come here. But this is the thing. When we signed Vladdy, it gave us something we were building around. I remember, so back to Audrey's comment about everybody's the main guy in the Dodgers, I would have been on this podcast in April or March, and I would have said, I don't know who our main guy is. I don't even know who the guys on our team is. Because I didn't. We hadn't signed Vlad. Bo is a free agent next year, or at the end of this year.
At the end of this year.
Yeah, I didn't know what we were doing. And I was like, who's on our team even? And if you look at our opening day roster, it's quite different than it is now. So it's nice that like we have a team that I know who the guys are. These are our guys. You know, Springer was a disaster at the start of this year. And this season has been like a weird thing where it's like, what if all your guys worked out? You know, what if all the guys that were iffy, what if they all worked out at the same time? And that's kind of what we've seen. And because we've had a history of all the guys not working out or working out at different times. But I also think that because Bo Bichette came back and he's playing with them in the World Series, there's a higher chance he will re-sign with us versus if he was in the whole time.
Yeah, no, it makes total sense, and that's kind of one of those things. Okay, cut to the core. You mentioned Bo Bichette being a free agent. What would cut to the core more? Losing Bo Bichette to the Dodgers in free agency, or losing the World Series? What's going to cut to the core more?
I think for me, it's losing Bichette to the Dodgers.
Okay.
I think that one is like you lose the World Series. It was bad, but you're like maybe next year will be different. But if we lose Bichette to the Dodgers, it's putting the scales against us more. Yeah. So I think that the thing about the Dodgers is that they you have like palm trees, winter, super cold. Even when they start the series, it's very cold, and people don't like that. So what are you gonna do? But like, no, I think for that, I don't know if that's the right answer or not. The thing is, like, Aaron, this is the weirdest thing, man. I can survive losing the World Series. I can survive it. I couldn't have survived losing the ALDS or the ALDS to the Yankees. I couldn't. I would have been a mess. Even like, and you have Yankees fans be like, "Oh, you guys are obsessed with us." They said the meanest things about us. I'll also be off the hook, but like, you know, that whole thing about when we took the lead. Well, the media saying, you know, well, them saying, you know, we are the best team. We are the best team in the AL, and you're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Get out of here. And so I don't know, man. There's something with the Yankees, and I guess you feel it too. I mean, you know that, and even the Mariners, like that was such a tight series. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is a new territory for us. It's a new place. It's cool to be here. I desperately want to win. I'm a mess, but I think that like, yeah, I think stop short, and we made it farther than we made it in 30 years. So that at least was a sign that we could do this. We could, like, you know, the belief that we can make it back here. You know, who knows if we can? Maybe it might be another 30 years, but like, yeah, I just losing in the ALCS again. So I didn't really go to any ALCS games. I was like, I'm gonna go all in on World Series, which turned out to be one game for $1 billion. But yeah, I didn't buy any gear, and I was like, I'm not buying any postseason gear till we get into the ALCS. I don't want to curse it. But I just felt like
so we're gonna. I'll tell you at the beginning of the season if I looked at who might make it out of the National League, I was thinking it was going to be the Dodgers and the Mets. I thought the Dodgers and the Mets were going to play each other in the championship series. I wasn't sure that you guys have a lot of young talent, but you guys, I was looking at Cleveland, I was looking at Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, we were all ranked. I mean, I was on a Boston podcast. No, I think Orioles podcasts. I one of them in like early spring, so March, and I put my team beneath the Orioles. I was like, I'll probably come out of the Orioles. And that goes back to nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything, right? I mean, who knew the Mets were going to tank so hard? Who knew that was it the Brewers were gonna have the gas needed to get there, or our friends the Tigers. But yeah, that's the thing about baseball.
Yeah.
You can talk about it a lot, you can ponder it a lot, but nobody knows anything until it happens.
So Audrey asked you, have you stayed in the hotel inside this stadium?
No, and the reason why is number one, okay, I haven't yet. I will. The thing is that I live 20 minutes away from the stadium. But the other thing is that you can open the window a little bit, but it's kind of like you're inside still. So I would do it for an early spring game, and like I'm going to before I die, but I haven't as of yet. There are some rooms that have little balconies, but they have glassed them off for the World Series because one time people just started throwing shit on the field. So I will eventually do it. Haven't done it yet. Awesome. And like what you do, and also there's a video of somebody engaging in lewd acts in those windows. Like it's dirty. And so, but I will eventually do it. And it's the sort of thing you do with all of your friends. And anyway, it'll be a magical time when we eventually do it. Yeah. But
I say we make that happen for a TFR thing. We come to town, a couple of people get, rooms, we all get by each other, we all watch a game, we all hang out. Be a good time.
It's like cheaper than a box. Also, there's a thing with David Schneider or Addison Barger sleeping on David Schneider's couch in that hotel room like 2 nights ago. And I didn't know, but apparently all of the players' leases end in September, at the end of September. So everybody's kind of up in the air in October right now.
So it's funny that you mentioned that because Savage, when he was pitching, you were at the game, so you weren't hearing all the backstory, but they were talking about this backstory about how this guy literally, since he's been called up, the Blue Jays have put him in a hotel, but because he's in a hotel, when they go on the road, he actually has to check out of the hotel.
Yeah.
So he parks his truck, I guess, in the parking lot with the players when they go.
Yeah, he's first he's got the face of an angel. Like, let's address that. Face of an angel. Every time he pitches, he looks like he's gonna cry. He's like, why never pitch? Like, a ball. He doesn't until he does in a post-game interview. But yeah, and I don't know what price is. Like, it's like, I think I looked for a 400 square foot condo. It was $600,000, and you don't get a bedroom in this. That's like we have a housing crisis. Rent's been even like. I remember we had a guy named Colby Rasmus play for us, and he wanted to go to Texas because he could have a truck and a bigger house. Because all the guys live in, unless you have a long-term contract, like Vladdy, live in the condos around. These little, I mean, I don't even think they make 3-bedroom ones of those. It's tiny.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. All right, before I let you go, we got to do this after the series is over, win, lose, or draw. We'll wait about a week after the season or the series is over so that we can either one of us can lick our wounds, right? We don't want to, it's not like, hey, we're done, let's get on, because it's going to be weird, right? But we'll do this again, and maybe we'll have 2 or 3 other Blue Jays fan. Maybe we'll get Audrey on, or we'll get another Dodger fan on. Maybe we'll get somebody to moderate it and have some good times. But I just straight up, I love your fandom, and I love how you do it. And it's just awesome. Like, you are just living your life.
That's it. Baseball's like a feeling, and so I try to not treat it like something to be studied and just something to be felt.
Audrey asks you, start one, bench one, cut one, Vlad.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Ready? Start Vladdy, bench Vlad, cut Scherzer.
Okay. You know who? If I'm a pitcher, you know who I'm intentionally walking the series, the rest of the series? It's not Vladimir Guerrero.
Who?
It's the guy that's never met a cheeseburger he doesn't like. It's your catcher.
My guy Kirky. Yeah, man, my guy Kirky. He's I will say this. He's actually cut a bunch of weight. He's still fluffy, but he's cut a bunch of weight. Also, have you seen an interview with him? I thought his English was good. I thought his English would be like okay, but he's like, "Hi, I'm Alejandro Kirk," and you're like, "Whoa,
Yeah, no, I have.
Like,
But
it's like, wow.
this dude, I mean, no, he has dropped a lot of weight. But here's the thing: this guy's
it's-
actually he is having a postseason to remember. He's not just having a postseason; he's having a postseason to remember. The guy's going oppo all the time.
Oh, yeah,
I
man,
mean,
forgot about that. Yeah,
now
like that's the thing.
hits the
Yeah,
ball off
it's
the
fun.
wall and it's a single, but we'll work on
He
that
can
next
hit,
season.
and he can hit into a double play like you wouldn't believe. And like he can't run. The thing is, like when it goes well, it goes 100% well. When it doesn't, you're like, wish you were taller. Love you though.
Yes. So no, I mean Kirk can hit into a 7-6-3 double play. I mean, yeah, they can hit into a 7-6 double play. But I have it on good authority that a friend of mine won $3 because they bet every year that
Hold on.
Kirk
I got paid out last night at the game. Hold on your hats, my friends. I had the same bet. I only have one bet in baseball.
Woo!
One bet. Actually, hold on. It was $4. It was here we have still a
Okay.
loony, a toonie, and another loony that I'm going to paste on my fridge. That I had the bet every single year, and it finally happened. And when I like retweeted it, it got a million views, which the algorithm just took it. But everyone's like, "How much you make?" And they're trying to like do all this math, and I was like, "Oh, I don't do betting." I was just like at a ballpark bet, and my friends always like, let's bet. And I'm like, I only have one bet. That's my bet. I stick with that bet every single year, and it finally happened. And I've been praying for it. And yeah, man, I got my $4 last night. I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm gonna take them to my fridge.
That's
and I'm gonna
awesome.
leave them there
That
until I
is
die.
awesome. Yeah, it's so and she's not lying, everybody. She posted on X, and I was late to the game. I didn't look at the comments, but there was like 100 people that asked her, "How much did you win?" Like an idiot type, and how much did you win? But I didn't read the comments. I'm like, how much did you win?
But yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like $3 or $4 or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, all right. I should have
like,
read.
I'm not that girl because like I don't bet on I don't know what any of the things mean.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I just like it's like again, it's fun to be at the ballpark with your buddy and anticipate something insane happening, and then be like $2.
Yeah.
$2. And then treat it like it's the world's biggest bet. Wait, double or nothing, $2.
See, you've inspired me to find a friend of mine and just make a crazy bet. So my crazy bet happened 2 seasons ago. I have a diehard Angel fan. He does not miss a game. He watches all 162 either in person or on TV. Okay. If you send him a message, and he's a school teacher, you send him a message if it's a day game and tell him what the score is, he literally will block you because he wants to go home, get his soda, whatever, and watch the game. Anyways, so 2 years ago, I looked up the Angels schedule, and game 162 was on October 1st. So I called him up and I said, "I'll bet you $100 the Angels make it to October baseball this year, or play in October this year." And he's like, "Wait a second, what do you know?" And he said, "Nothing." I said, "Pitching looks decent. Like he's doing all this." He's like, "Give me 10 minutes, I'll call you back." He calls me back. He goes, "You're a jerk," and I'm like, "You're right, I am, but why am I a jerk?" And he goes, "Because our last game of the season is on October 1st." I'm like, "Dang it." Almost easy money right there. Almost easy money.
Almost. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah, I don't know. Pick a thing. I want to see. I've never seen anybody hit for the cycle. So I may pick something, and saying that like Kirky's going to hit for the cycle this year, which I did.
Yeah.
Oh, the triple. That is the way. The triple.
The triple.
Triple. Unassisted triple.
So unassisted triple for him would be the left fielder and the shortstop running into each other, chasing down the ball. Like you have to have a little bit of you have to have a little bit of bad news bears, but it works.
Here's the thing. Baseball's
of course it could happen. All right, Liz. In a week and a half, let's do this again. Let's talk like things. I think you're absolutely amazing. Your stories are amazing. The way that you fans haven't done this yet, and I apologize if there's been glitches tonight. There's internet issues on probably both of our sides, but if you're not doing this right now, make sure you're looking Liz up both on Instagram and on X. Follow her, give her some love, right? But I think you're absolutely amazing. So we got to do this again.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey,
Okay.
you are awesome. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Baseball tomorrow. Understand Liz and I are going to be pacing, watching the games. Don't call her. Don't text her during the game. If you haven't reached out to her in 3 years, or if you haven't spoken the word baseball, don't invite her to your watch party. She ain't coming. She's not coming. It's just not going to happen. If you want me to be at you till the last pitch, I don't care if it's 15-0. Who cares, right? And I yell and I get upset. So that's the way you have to do it, right? All right, Liz. We'll talk to you later, my friend. See you soon. Later.